and bolts of the actual printing done correctly. Why does anybody trust these guys? Tax bill smackdown. The president is fighting his own party to save a deal that would keep the Bush-era tax cuts all at the same income levels. In an odd political twist, however, it's Democrats barking the loudest about busting the deal. But there are some notable exceptions, namely Tea Party favorite, Republican Senator Jim DeMint, who says he will not vote for the bill. My next guest is the champion of freedom on Capitol Hill. Will he vote for the tax compromise? Joining us now, Texas Representative Ron Paul. Congressman Paul, welcome back to Freedom Watch. Congressman Paul, are you with Senator Jim DeMint on this compromise the president worked out with the Republican leadership, or will you support the tax extension agreement that the leadership wants?
Well, I certainly want to support the tax extension. I don't want to be participant in raising taxes on everybody at the first of the year. I think it would be devastating. But the truth is we don't have the final version of the bill. They may put enough stuff on there to make me reconsider. But right now, I do not want to participate in voting to raise taxes at the beginning of the year.
All right, so you would not vote for this deal because it takes the inheritance tax from 0 up to 35%. It extends unemployment from 99 weeks to another 13 months. I can't imagine you'd go for that.
Well, the whole thing is if you don't vote for the bill, the taxes are going to go up on every single person. So you are responsible for raising taxes, which I think would be devastating to the economy. And it is some of these other things, I mean, like the unemployment insurance and elsewhere. But it's very typical of the way they do things here. You never have an up or down vote on any of the issues. But at the moment, I do not want to, to raise those taxes at the beginning of the year. I want to extend those benefits for another 2 years minimum, because it would be too devastating to do otherwise.
All right. Is there any way that the Bush-era tax cuts can stay in place, that the estate tax will not go up, and that unemployment benefits will not be extended? Or will you and your colleagues be forced to vote yay or nay on the whole package?
Oh, yes, it'll be yay or nay on the whole package under the circumstances. We have a president that, even if we get control, once we get control of the House, if we had control of the Senate and then we passed it, would still be vetoed. So I would say no, there's not one chance in 10,000 that we're going to have an opportunity to do the right thing. So we have to do the least amount of harm, and to me the least amount of harm is not to raise taxes at the beginning of the year.
What would you do if the proposal were sent to you today in the form that it was described by the leadership and the president yesterday, up or down?
I would vote for the bill because I would see it as raising taxes otherwise.
All right. Switching gears a little bit, Congressman, you mentioned the Republicans will take control of the House of Representatives in January. Are you in line to become the chair of the House Subcommittee on Domestic Monetary Policy? And if you are, has the Republican leadership decided yet whether or not you will assume that chairmanship?
Essentially, yes. The chairman of the Financial Services Committee, Spencer Backus, has told me today verbally that I will be the chairman of that subcommittee. And he was the one that appointed me as the ranking member, and he's sticking to his guns. And he said that I will have responsibility for that committee.
Well, the blood pressure is going up as we speak over at the Federal Reserve, because I'm sure you have in your briefcase subpoenas that you are ready to serve upon them. This is great news for those of us who want to find out what the Fed has really been doing. Question, can you serve those subpoenas? Could you, as the chair of this subcommittee, accomplish what the Congress refused to do during the past session, called audit the Fed?
Well, it's a good question. I think you can issue the subpoena. I'm sure I would have to have, agreement from the chairman as well as the speaker before you get to that part, to go that far. But whether he would respond to it or not, no, he might hide behind, secrecy and say, no, we don't have to. The law was passed, and take it to court and take it to the Supreme Court before they release it. Just like they fought the Freedom of Information Act. Look how much they fought that.
Right.
And they have unlimited resources. They don't have to worry about a budget paying for their attorneys either.
They have unlimited resources because they print the cash. Before I let you go, Congressman, some of your colleagues on the other side of the Capitol in the Senate are proposing legislation to redefine the word journalist and redefine the word publisher so as to allow them to prosecute people who are journalists and publishers but reveal information that they don't like. Would you oppose such legislation as being contrary to the First Amendment?
Oh, absolutely, but doesn't that remind you of 1984 when language becomes pretty vital? This whole idea that they might change the definition. Matter of fact, I have a much broader definition. I don't think you have to write for a newspaper or a magazine or be on TV or even put stuff on the internet. I think we all should have those First Amendment rights as if we are journalists. Even if we write a note to somebody. So no, this would be atrocious to think that you can change the definition of words in order to promote the state and further attack the internet. That's what they're trying to do to us.
Unbelievable. Congressman Paul, congratulations on the chairmanship, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Journalism or espionage? Republican Senator John Ensign claims Julian Assange is not a journalist, and he has introduced a bill that would